Hello, thank you for tuning in. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Chloe, and welcome to your cosmic energy forecast for Cancer season, for the blue moon in Capricorn, for solstice. All the energies are flowing right now. How my gifts work is I'm able to channel cosmic wisdom, planetary wisdom, down through the lens of collective. Um, Astrology charts. And then I also work with tarot cards as a structure or foundation to hold that wisdom and effectively communicate that to you in the most articulate way I can. That's my most sincere intention. So I do have a lot of energy flowing through me right now. We are having a Neptune square. We are having the summer solstice, the winter solstice, depending on where you are in the world right now, southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere. Either way, there's absolutely this transition from shadow and light and this perfect balance that we have right now, which is very fitting, of course, too, for Cancer season and the full moons in Capricorn. We'll be having two full moons in Capricorn. The blue moon this year in Cancer season is when any blue moon, of course, is when you have two full moons in the same sign, and this only happens when it's at like the first and last degree of a zodiac sign, because of course the moon cycles are every 28 and a half, 29 days, that sort of thing. So you only have two full moons in the same zodiac sign when it is at the very beginning of that season, in this case Cancer. So we'll have one at the beginning of Cancer season, which is tomorrow. Is the full moon. Today, the season begins on summer solstice or winter solstice, and then we'll have one at the end too. So, major theme coming up is really related to this balance of the shadow and the light, or really like the internal and the external, which is so fitting for the Capricorn Cancerian axis, right? Like Cancer, very much about your private life, your inner world, your home. Some would say like the more like feminine energies. And then we have like Capricorn, which tends to be a bit more masculine. That is like your public persona, your public image, what you are putting out there in the world, right? So these are energies that we're always looking to balance, to harmonize within us and externally as well. And this is very much what's coming up for the collective. I have already gone through all of the individual rising sign horoscopes, and these themes have come up again and again for almost all of the signs that I've read for. So just want to take a moment to ground down and feel into what might be most applicable for most people who are tuning in to this video at this time. And while it is being channeled for the solstice today, absolutely, if you're tuning in at a later time, I trust that there is something, something in it for you, something that will resonate at that point. Because what is time, right? What is time? Okay, so yes, we are going forward into the summer season. Cancer is the cardinal water sign. It initiates us into summer. So we have Gemini transitioning us the end of spring, and then Cancer beginning to initiate us into summer. So we are going full force into the warm weather, this call to embrace the sun, to be out there, maybe socialize more, or really lean into that public persona, or who we are on the outside with our friends, with our family, going outside of the home. And then at the same time, um, not wanting to go so hard or so quickly into that energy, because some of us do need for this to be a more like easeful transition. So like we're going forward, but we're looking back. We're leaning back. We're leaning forward. We're leaning back. And many of us who are called to tune into this will find that we don't necessarily have that social capacity or that social battery that's like fully charged yet. That might be more when we're moving like into Leo season. Leo is ruled, of course, by the sun, whereas Cancer is ruled by the moon. So we have still lunar energies are very present, and that more like nighttime energy or inner world and shadow work and stuff like that. So it is very interesting to start. We always start summer with Cancer season, but there is that risk of overextending yourself when it comes to like social engagements, right? So very much going forward into the summertime, feeling called to reconnect with friends, family, people you haven't seen in a long time, like maybe some like patio action, right? While at the same time, really trusting that it's okay to decline certain invites and make sure that you're allowing that time for like that self-care, allowing time for you to have alone time if that's something that's possible for you, and really embracing and trusting your intuition when it comes to not overdoing it in that public realm, in that external. So really feeling pulled out there, but at the same time honoring your own energy. It's not as high or as full as you might think. Okay. So I do see you very much, going after what it is that, your heart desires. That's something that's come up in many of the readings as well too. So following your passion, putting yourself out there, following those heart-led desires, that invitation is on the table for many of us right now. While at the same time, um, keeping that balance, keeping that harmony, right? You don't have as much energy potentially as you think you do. So allowing time to pursue and yet also recharge. Recharging is a big thing right now because it's not as apparent until you feel like burnt out or until you feel that the social battery is drained, right? There's also this like, I don't know, when I've spoke to it already too, especially if you've watched the your rising sign forecast, this may have been spoken to, but there is this very much like between the worlds energy. This card represents my birthday, of course, the Six of Swords, but it's Mercury in Aquarius, right? So this is very much like the psychopomp who like journeys the souls in between the worlds. Like you're in the earth realm, in the middle realm, and you're able to also communicate, receive messages with like the upper realm and the lower realm as well. So this very much like in between world situation is happening right now. And it totally makes sense for where we're at in the year with this balance of shadow and light. So just thinking about like, again, what does this mean? Like, I'm very intuitive right now. I have like psychic gifts coming online. I'm receiving all this insight, but then also like, how can this be, acted upon in a practical way if that is something that resonates, right? I'm just going to pull a couple more cards for us. I love this deck so much. It is so beautiful. Um, okay, so Divine Feminine, stepping into the power. I know I spoke about this, but again, very much a Cancerian card, the Divine Feminine, number 13. So really I can't stress that enough. This call to be outward, follow your heart, but at the same time to nurture your soul, nurture your intuition. And a lot of us are going to be really, really connected right now. Like this is absolutely a major portal for those of us who are doing channeling, for those of us who are, in a flow state, receiving that divine guidance. Like this is very much something that is coming online hard right now. And at the same time, with the Neptune square to the sun, Mercury, and Venus, there's like a lot of like potentially confusion that's happening too. And this can be confusion as far as who we are in the world, how can we best embody our values? That is something that a lot of people are feeling really activated around right now. Like I thought I knew who I was, I thought I knew who I wanted to be in the world, and then that disconnect of actually being able to take actions that are in alignment. Like a lot of times living in alignment with your values is so much easier said than done, right? Like maybe you feel strongly about supporting smaller businesses, local businesses, but you don't have the financial means and you have to like shop at big box stores sometimes and stuff like that, right? So there's very much this like coming to the surface, this awareness of ways that you potentially can live in alignment with the values and not being so hard on yourself, like, because we all do what we can. And plus we all have, different values as well too. So just wanting to, offer a little bit of compassion and hold a little bit of space because that's something that could be coming up for a lot of us now. And then there's also like the other thing with Venus could be some discomfort around like body image. That's something that seems to be present in the collective um, right now as well too. So again, wanting to just hold a little bit of space for those people and have some compassion for yeah, just feeling like maybe we're not like looking our best right now or like something like that, right? Like that is absolutely, absolutely in the stars right now. So I feel like I've been talking for a while, so I'm probably gonna leave that there. But yeah, this balance between the light and shadow, major energetic portal right now, a lot of divine communication and wisdom flowing through, and yeah, giving yourself opportunities, if it's possible for you to rest and recharge and have that alone time, to have that introspection, which will support you when it comes time to really like go out there and like pursue what it is that you are, you know, setting goals towards this month, right? So, yes, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Happy solstice, happy blue moons, happy Cancer season. And for more specific, of course, I do have the rising sign horoscopes. Those are ready for you as well, too. If you feel called to tune in, I would recommend. And I will see you soon. Take care.